Hello and welcome again to Blue Garden Cottage. Lovely to have you all along. If you're new to the channel, this is Cindy and this is my suburban homestead. Today is one where I said I was going to catch up with you before about the damage we got from the storms in August. Well, since then I've been tidying up and clearing out, and it's all but a bad memory now, so it's not that important. Although, if you can see from here, as I said before, we lost every single tomato plant within 2 days after there being nothing wrong with them. In 2 days after the last storm we had in August, every single one of them were completely blighted, so they all had to go in the council waste. Couldn't go in the compost. It was so badly damaged. These canes have snapped over there under the weight of the mushroom tops in all the heavy weather. The tomatoes were all destroyed. The canes were pulled over, and just to protect the trees I've had to reinforce them. And the old cheapy greenhouse frame that I have, that has broken. It's all lopsided now, so I'm going to have to get in and stabilize that more and fix it up, because I'm not ready yet. I couldn't afford to build a proper fruit cage yet, so it just has to wait. We'll make do and mend as we always do. And I've done some we've lost quite a few fruit off the trees. There's only one left on there, but the two that did come off that one were absolutely delicious, with a beautiful, slightly perfumey flavor. Absolutely gorgeous. So I can't wait for them all. Although, saying that, I've just spotted one up here that is not good. That's got that horrible fungus on it. Oh, that is going straight in the green bin, not in the compost. That's horrid. So I'll be gentle with that, and I shall stick that in the bin in a moment. But I'm not talking today. Oh, look, there's a blossom in September, and another. I had a suspicion the other day that probably because so many of the fruit have been knocked off the tree is putting out blossom, because just like when you cut flowers for the house that they produce more flowers, maybe the fruit being knocked off prematurely by the winds sparked the tree into trying to push out some more, which obviously you won't, because there's never a long enough season. These flowers from that pond plant, absolutely beautiful. They really are. It's such a lovely colour. But they usually were pink. They were always a very pale white pinkish colour, and this year they've come out really bright. It's lovely. Even these apples have such a bright, beautiful colour. It's lovely. And the roses are still putting out flowers. Oh, the scent. Oh, it's beautiful scent. And of course it keeps putting out the scented ones because I keep feeding it at least once a month with a rose food, a manure-based rose food. So yeah, and I've found some lovely new things in the garden that I thought were lost, like this little Thunbergia from the one I grew over the one arch last year. That must have self-seeded and grew out the path, and I potted it on quickly because I absolutely love it. I took a cutting from one of the kale, and it's still surviving, so it's growing. And look, one of the passion fruit is ripening, proper passion fruit. 3 this year, and hopefully next year even more. We've had some lovely Cape gooseberries coming on the bush, and this is the one we overwintered last year. So it is a perennial if you overwinter it correctly, and it'll come back, and it comes back even better year after year, because this is the biggest fruits we've had in 3 years that I've had that plant. And the grapes, look, they're looking absolutely lovely and ripening really nicely. So I shall take a couple of trusses. They're not seedless, but that doesn't matter. They are edible because they're not quite dessert ones, but they taste fine. Slightly sharp with sweetness, so that's all good. Lots of things obviously turning for autumn now. The leaves are changing. There's still some compensation because the 2 tomato plants that were volunteers under the cover were the only 2 that have survived the blight, and they're still putting out flowers and fruit. So I shall get some hooks up in the beams and just tie it up there to hang out the way. So yeah, that's what's been going on in the garden. Tidying up, sorting out, taking out the trellising that had been damaged by the storms. Those very sad beans of the rough start they had this year. But there are pods on there, and I'll save those for seed for cooking. Next year I'm going to try some runner beans instead, specifically for the beans for stews, not for eating like French beans, although I might try a few. But tell you what, that's not the only thing I wanted to talk to you about today, because I've been thinking a bit about what, for the past 2 years, as I've been telling you and sharing with you about what it is exactly we're doing here, and coming to the conclusion that we are a suburban micro homestead. We're a suburban homestead, and I've discussed with you what that actually means. I'll put a link to that video and the playlist in the description box below. Actually, I might just put it at the top corner of this video. And so that describes what it is that we do here. And of course the homesteading includes everything we do, from growing our food and our plants, whether they be for food or medicine or for nature or whatever. All the growing we do, the preserving, the storage, what we do in the home with make, do and mend, pardon me, the things that we do with the crafts, the writing I do, everything we do here at Blue Garden Cottage is what I share with you. It's sort of been a travelogue, as I've said from the beginning, just like a diary of what we're doing, where we're at, so I can go over them in another time and see where we've come to so far. But I need to think about what it needs to be from now. I need to know if I offer the viewers anything of value. Do you get anything out of these videos? And if so, please let me know in the comments section below. What is it that you would like to see when you visit this channel? What would you like to get out of it? What would you like to see me covering as far as suburban homesteading is concerned? What would you like me to discuss, to share? I don't normally do instructions because there are so very many different ways of doing things, but I do share how I do certain things. So if you'd like to know how I do specific things to do with the homesteading and all the topics that we cover, then please do ask. Send me a message even. What would you like to see me cover on this channel? Because I'd like to know that I'm not just sharing a travelogue of all our experiences suburban homesteading, but also that somebody, whoever the viewers are, whoever our subscribers are, you're actually getting something of value from what I share. So I'd like to take this opportunity and invite all the viewers and subscribers and those who visit regularly to this channel. Let me know, what would you like me to cover? It'd be nice to get a bit more interactive and to know that I'm giving something of value. That's basically it. That's what I wanted to share with you today. Now, I have been, obviously the neighbors have chopped down that hedge at the back way lower, which is great because we needed it lower, but they've also chopped right into the hedge, and I don't know if you can see, but you can see right through the hedge to the neighbors. And I don't particularly want to see into my neighbor's house, and I don't particularly want them to see into my house. Now the lounge is fine because we have the veranda, which has given us quite a bit of privacy, but the kitchen suddenly felt extremely exposed. And so yesterday I did a proper clean. I cleaned the windows and I've put up a half curtain of voile because it gives us a bit more privacy, but not keeping out too much light. And it was a great opportunity to do some clearing out little bits, and it feels good. Feels really good to have done that. But as to the next video, I am not yet sure what we're going to be discussing in the next video. I'll tell you why. Because in the past few months, as I told you, everything's been neglected. We haven't done a lot of things we normally do. Everybody's in the same boat this year. Nothing is normal. Everything is totally upside down and back to front and inside out. So I've neglected quite a few things. I've neglected the writing. I've neglected my Kanban board, my diaries. And those are things that used to help me keep things in order and planning so that things ran smoothly. And I knew where I was. And I was able to organize things and get everything done, because there's quite a lot that I need to get done on top of the everyday family life. So I want to get back to that, and I think maybe I'll just show you what I've been doing with that Kanban board in catching up. So I think the next video I'm going to cover is my planning to get me back on track, the kind of planning that I normally do at the end of the year to plan for the following year and then check halfway through the year. Now, I did go through our plans halfway through the year, but as I said, everything's gone pear-shaped since, and I need to start again. And it might not be at the end of the year, but it's not far off. So I thought I'd get a head start on myself and start again. I'll get my plans written out, my Kanban board, my diaries and my journals, and start planning from now till the end of the year, and then facing whatever happens at the end of the year. I shall do that again for next year. So I think that's what I'm going to show you next video. I have already made a start. Yesterday I started to write down all the things that needed doing between the home and the garden, whether it's front garden, back garden, all the projects that still needed doing inside the house, what needed clearing out and organizing and sorting. I've still got to sort out what I need to do and organize with the food storage, anything like that that needed doing, where I needed to be with the writing. So I started on that, and I'm going to carry on doing that for the rest of this week, work on my Kanban board, and I will show that to you next week, how I am able to wing it, because I'm not winging it, I'm planning, but it makes it easier for me to go through getting everything done that needs to be done. And no, as you've seen from this year, nature throws curveballs and it doesn't always work. But like with this weather now that we had last month and all the damage, there is still some good. And I don't believe that in homesteading, whether it be proper homesteading or farming or even a small holding or even suburban or urban homesteading, I don't think you could ever have failures and failures and things like that. I think there are the odd accidents, the acts of nature and things like that, but it's never a total loss, because whatever happens, whatever goes on, you learn from it, you grow from it, you pick yourself up, you start again, you take out your journals, you write down what's happened and what you're going to do about it and how you're going to change your attitude towards it and find something positive in whatever's happened. I mean, yeah, that fruit cage break-in is untimely. I can't replace it, but I can fix it for now, do the make, do and mend, and I'll plan on something better when all the other projects are finished, one thing at a time. So there's never a total loss. It's never a failure, even if something doesn't work, but it's an opportunity. In permaculture, the problem is the solution, and every problem is an opportunity, whether that be to do with the land, the home, or even in yourself and your mental well-being. Every problem is an opportunity, and that's what I want you to take from this today. No matter what it is you're doing, even if there are things that go horribly wrong sometimes, it's not the end of it all. We certainly wouldn't want a repeat of them, but we can certainly take something good from them. And that is what I want to leave you with today. Don't forget to leave me comments in the comment section and tell me your feelings of what you would like to see on this channel, what you already appreciate, what you've liked about it, and what you would like to see more of. Oh my goodness, see there? That is one huge carrot in there that's going to have to come out there and be used. Lovely jubbly. All right, my wonderful people, I'm going to leave you with that, and I shall see you next week when I'm talking about my Kanban board. Have a wonderful week, everybody, wherever you are, whatever season you're in, and I shall see you then. Bye bye.